I don't want to hear it, Rael. I don't know what happened, Eva said, defending her previous divulgence. No, no. I need you to explain your actions, Rael demanded. Someone who hides their appearance doesn't come around offering your heart's desire without expecting something in return. What if he plans to manipulate Arrow into leaving us behind? And what did he mean it would be like old times? Rael rambled, beginning to lose his mind. There is no way he could be serious, right? He said, turning back towards Ava. I mean, how are we supposed to trust someone who sneaks into our place unannounced without setting off a single alarm just to offer our every dream? No way. You're right, Ava said. The giant walked in here without setting off any security measures. He also didn't draw any attention in town. May I remind you, he then proceeded to kick our asses. I have a bad feeling about this. What if he is some pervert trying to make us his slaves, and this story is how he tricks us onto his ship? Rael hysterically accused. I think we need to go after him. Arrow is up there alone. Now hold on, Ava said, cutting off Rael's rant. He told us he spoke with Kisa. Why would she let him come here without warning us? I'll admit it's all strange, but we have just as much reasons to suspect lies as truth. All we can do now is believe in Arrow and hope he passes whatever test this guy has. That's not all we can do, Rael replied, a look of action in his eye. I bet Till has some answers. Great idea, Ava agreed, hoping to ease the tension. Okay, yeah, Rael muttered. Let's go to town quickly so we can get back before they're done up there. Follow me. Rael and Ava left the hollow towards a nearby clearing where Rael's prototype wing sled sat waiting. Do we really have to take this? Ava groaned. Can't we just run into town? You know I hate this thing. And you know this is faster, Rael coldly replied. Even on the calmest days, it's faster. And from the looks of it, the wind is in our favor. Get on. Ava pouted as she climbed aboard the catamaran-style transport. Playing with the steering components of the gimbaled main and forward wings, the vessel lurched forward. A little warning next time, Ava shouted. Little warning, Rael shouted back, expanding the vessel's main sails. As they caught the wind, the wing sled sped across the ground. Easy, take it easy, Ava shouted. Rael ignored her, clearly having too much fun at the helm of his contraption. Hugging the center mass with all her might, Ava watched her friend's nervous and fearful emotions transform into a rush of madness. Piloting the wing sled up to speed, they reached the open desert. As the wind picked up, Rael programmed the foil wings, preparing for a big maneuver. Ava, I need you on the starboard side, Rael commanded. What? Ava shouted back. Just sit next to that stabilizer, he said, pointing to his left. And hold on tight. Rael turned the wing sled into the wind and towards the spur of forest blocking their path to town. As designed, the side of the vessel Ava was sitting on began to lift from the ground. The decrease in friction allowed them to gain even more speed. Hold on! Rael shouted as he turned further into the wind, lifting the left side of the vessel high into the air. I will get you in your sleep! Ava cried. Engaging the foil wings with a slight maniacal laugh, Rael plunged further into the wind with enough speed to take flight. Riding the upward drafts billowing down from the mountains, Rael piloted the wing sled over the remainder of the forest until crashing down near the station. That was awesome! I can't believe we got that high! Has to be a new record! I hope she didn't take too much damage, Rael boasted, exhilarated after sticking the turbulent landing. Ava was squeezing so tightly she had to peel herself from the starboard stabilizer. I am never getting on this infernal contraption again. Do you hear me, you pointy-eared bastard? Rael could only smile. What's going on out here? Till shouted, emerging from the station. Oh, it's you two. Taking several steps towards them, Till assessed the situation. He let out a long sigh. Well, you better come inside, he said, leading the way. What a day, he sighed again. When Rael and Ava made it inside, Till was already seated at his command center. So, what brings you two out of hiding? You must be curious about the custom star cruiser that pulled in last night. Quite the beauty, if I do say so myself. You know, I've seen a few ships in my day, but none like that, Till shared. What star cruiser? Rael questioned. And how do you know it arrived last night? Till stared back in disbelief. You didn't see the crystal white ship parked on the opposite side of town? Kisa's right. You've been out in the woods too long. I know what it is. You've been eating the mushrooms out there, haven't you? He accused, laughing at his own joke. And I know they came in last night because someone in town said Grunt told them. Till's own words brought a look of deep thought to his face. We aren't here about the sheep. Someone broke into our home today without setting off a single security measure, Rael divulged. Till's look of deep thought turned to concern. Ava stepped forward, hoping to contain the situation. We were hoping you could look into your system for anyone matching the description, she politely asked. He was wearing a long black coat with a big hood. Okay, hold on, let me get this straight, Till said. You three come into town and take whatever you want, but the first time someone disturbs your peace, you want me to, what was it you said? Match his description? Ava and Rael looked at each other with the widest eyes possible, although Rael's eyes were much wider. I don't know what you're talking about, Ava replied. Nobody has stolen anything. Anyway, this guy's powers are probably off the charts. He could be working with the shadow, she embellished, attempting to avoid further accusation. Staring at Rael and Ava with the deadest unconvinced eyes, Till, for whatever reason, chose to play along. Let's see what I can do, he said, spinning back towards the controls. What did the guy look like, or what's the best description you can give, other than he was wearing a black coat? Ava knew their description was insane. He was exceptionally large, she said, wearing all black, had a big hood with these strange blue eyes, and he called himself the Wizard. Till turned to Ava, making sure what she was saying was the truth. Okay. Till began punching the information into the DSS. He said that if Arrow passed his test, that he would be taking him away from here, Ava added. Rael immediately looked at her, as if she shouldn't have said that. Ava rolled her eyes in response. Very interesting, Till said. The security systems would have picked up someone getting off that ship, and I would have been alerted. I mean, I only just got back to the office an hour or so ago. The town has been buzzing since the Star Cruiser's arrival. The door to the station slid open and Kisa slithered in. I came as soon as I could. There's some random giant in town looking for Arrow. I checked after he left and he never set off any of my security measures. I need you to make sure he's not a threat. Is the giant wearing a long black coat with a big hood? Tail jokingly asked. Exactly. Did you meet him too? Kisa asked. Till was in shock, staring at Ava and Rael, then back at Kisa, who had all met the same mysterious individual. There must be footage of him somewhere around the refugee center, Till said. I just have to find it. Selecting the wooden doors of the center as the focal point for the DSS, he fast-forwarded the day's relay. It didn't take long for them to find him. Computer, find all known footage of this individual within the relay. Start from the arrival of the Star Cruiser, Till commanded. As the screen loaded, several clips popped up and the first started to play, showing the jewel-like ship appear from nothing in the same spot the Liberty crashed. The clips played in order from there, following the wizard all the way to Kisa's door. Why wasn't I alerted of any of this? Till asked, checking his AAD wrist device. And why didn't that guy come to see me? When the clips finished playing a second time, a perfect image of the wizard took over the screen, his fractal eyes peering at them from under the hood. It is almost like he is staring right at us, Rael said. Like he knew we would watch this. Enhancing the image, they discovered that the glowing eyes did not belong to the wizard, but appeared to be a feature of his mask. Well, that doesn't help, Pill said. I tell you what, if you see him again, I would sure love to know how he bypassed the DSS. Till noticed something. Using his exo handles, he played around with two of the clips. Look here. It's like he's disappearing and reappearing at the same time, Liaison Till discovered, playing two clips side by side. It's like he's walking through newly formed black holes, Kisa stated. So what's this about Arrow leaving? Liaison Till said, changing the subject. That's what he said. He planned to train Arrow before his time at the academy, and you know what? I believe him, Ava proclaimed. The entire room turned to Ava, staring in disbelief at her comment. What? Why is everyone staring at me? Ava knew why they were staring. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but something about him. It's almost like I know him, she explained. We need to be careful, Till said with a blank stare, clearly lost in thought. We don't know enough about this wizard character yet. You need to bring him back to town. Excuse me? We're not going to use them as bait, Kisa protested. We can think of another plan. Before the argument could even start, Rael and Ava left the building. Okay, now I'm a little bit nervous, Ava sighed. You think? Rael barked back. Don't do that. Just help me pick these sails up so we can get back, Rael said, walking towards the wing sled. You could get us there faster if we used your shadows, Ava jabbed. Rael snapped. How many times do I have to tell you I can't bring others with me? That doesn't change what I said, Ava added with a restored level of confidence. Who knows? Maybe he didn't even find Arrow. Making their way towards the hollow, they tried to keep their minds positive. As they got closer, the air became thick. Running past the hollow, they reached the path they built leading further into the mountains. Continuing on for some time, Rael stopped on the top branch of a very tall tree. What's wrong? Ava questioned, stopping on the same branch. Things have shifted in the forest, Rael said. We've been running in circles. Something doesn't want us interfering. How can you tell? Ava replied. Look behind us, Rael said. The moment Ava noticed the start of the trail into the mountains was still behind them, a fog oozed in, blanketing their area of the forest, a weather phenomenon that does not occur on the dry microplanet X12. Let's get back to HQ, Rael stated. It seems we are being tested as well.